with Beatrice Masala from the Scuola di Robotica in Genoa in Italy. So, Beatrice, in your presentation, you talked about an initiative, perhaps 10 years old now, called Roberta. Could you just outline that initiative and tell us something about its relevance to today, please?
Okay, that initiative, it was Roberta, the project was Roberta Girls Discover Robotics, and it was very useful because it allowed us to study different situations in which girls were not very much involved, and to come up with a series of strategies, methodological strategies that we keep on using nowadays. It was 10 years ago, so now we still use these methodologies, and these methodologies, of course, are evolving with the issue itself.
Okay, so taking a more general and vital theme of involving girls in STEM subjects and encouraging them into careers in robotics and related areas, what's essential? What are the tools that you need for that?
We use a lot of these creative, innovative technologies in general because they have a strong power to strengthen self-confidence and self-awareness, and they do so in a very fun and lightful atmosphere. So making mistakes and putting yourself out there in this way is much less stressful for girls and for everybody, actually.
Just taking that point about making mistakes, do you think there's a difference in the way that boys and girls approach making mistakes?
There is, not always, of course, but sometimes there is this difference in how they approach it, and usually girls tend to refer the mistake to themselves, to to take the blame, and boys are more used to blame the technological object they are using in that moment. But it's not actually always like this. This is very different depending on the group of children we are working on with.
Just to explore that a bit further, so which would you say is more important? Is it the dynamics within a particular group, regardless of gender, or is gender the key differentiator in the way in which the boys and girls will approach learning robotics topics?
I think mostly it's about the cultural environment we are working in. So depending on that, sometimes it's the dynamic internally in the group, sometimes it's the gender stereotype which is very strong in a particular group.
Okay, a more general question now. So you've come to Poznan and you've made some very interesting points in your presentation. Thinking about what you've heard from other people and the things that you've seen, perhaps in the exhibition here. Now, what will you take away from Poznan? Now, what ideas or insights have stayed in your mind?
Actually, I think that I realized that many people are working on similar topics in this moment, and there are many ideas to share and many future projects to work on, I think, with people I've met here, because they are really concerned about the same topics.